Hello, I am Gently ASMR, and today I have a feature of my collection of Colorblock jackets and windbreakers. The first one I'm wearing today is a ski jacket with some bright yellow as the base color, and then orange and this deep sea blue as accents. Some bags. So I really like the detail of the zippers on the sleeves. There might be a practical purpose for this, but I'm not a skier, so I wouldn't know. But this jacket has a color scheme that is very appealing to me, with the complementary nature of the accents, and that bright rubber ducky yellow is also a plus. Let me zip it up. I got this jacket second hand. I don't quite remember the circumstances, so somebody might have gotten it for me. Smooth polyester, and they keep you nice and warm on slopes. It is pretty warm, so I'm gonna unzip it. I have been collecting Colorblock jackets for a few years now. I'm a big fan of that kind of late 80s, early 90s, very bright and kind of gaudy style. I think it's very, very fun. And so jackets like this that have a lot of color in them are very appealing to me. I like to wear really colorful outfits. It makes me feel happier when I'm wearing more colors. The jackets in this video will be nice and crinkly, and I think all of them have fabric that is audible in one way or another. For your enjoyment. This might be one of my favorites because the colors are so unique, and I just really like the lines in it. I think it looks very slick, very cool. This probably has some matching pants to go with it if it's a ski jacket, but I do not know the whereabouts. So I'm going to continue on to the next jacket. Okay, this one I believe I used in a previous video. Maybe it was the dead mall ghost, I think. This one has a really interesting back. I like it when they make unique shapes using the colors. It has this kind of light purple and white, and then sort of a purpley blue, but the kind of unexpected accent that isn't immediately obvious when your arms are just down is this flash of pink underneath the arms. I think that's a nice touch as well, along with the triangle. So, this jacket is meant for a little milder of weather. It's not so insulated as the other one. This is a good jacket to wear when it's just a little bit cool. But this is also definitely up there with my favorites because the sassiness of the accent. And also, I'm a big fan of the color purple. Purple might be my favorite color. Jackets like this make me wish that I could experience what it was like to be a teenager when malls were at their peak, because they just look so fun in movies. But even when I was a kid, the one mall in my town was a shell of what it once was and no longer considered a hangout spot. And somehow it still exists. There's practically no stores inside, but it's hanging in there by a thread. It's definitely a dead mall. I'm a big fan of Dan Bell's Dead Mall series. It's not ASMR, but it's kind of ASMR adjacent. He has a nice, calm speaking voice, and the environments that he explores are also very quiet and atmospheric. I like to watch those to relax sometimes, although sometimes they're quite creepy. especially in the case of ones that have been abandoned for a very, very long time. Although I think his Rolling Acres Mall tour, which has been abandoned for a long time, I think that one was really, really cool because of, excuse me, because of how much nature has reclaimed that space. It honestly looks like the beginning of Portal 2, when everything is still all in ruins. Let me zip this one up. Got a nice, satisfying zipper sound. This jacket would be great for somebody with a V name. Alright, how about I move on to the next one? Now this coat has also been previously featured on this channel. And one of my first videos, I think. When I got this jacket at a thrift store in Arizona. And I just think it is the cutest thing. I love the colors. The combination of blue and pink is super duper adorable, in my opinion. I have two different raincoats that I alternate between using. This is the raincoat for when it is colder out, because it is lined with a soft fabric that makes it quite cozy and warm. But if the temperature is much above about 50 degrees, it does get warm pretty quickly, especially if you're moving around outside. So that's when I tend to wear my unlined raincoat. This has a nice, satisfying crinkle to it. Kind of a soft raincoat material. I'm not sure if that's just something I made about the fabric or a feature of age, and I'm not certain of its age. There isn't any obvious indicators. So but I do think, as someone who lives in the Midwest, I would probably get a whole lot more wear out of this jacket than somebody who lives in Phoenix, which is where I bought this. I've only been to Phoenix once, but it was a pleasant experience. Something about me is that generally the most excited I get for new places is the fact that I get to see new birds. I love bird watching so much. And in Arizona, there were little quails everywhere, just little California quails, just dancing through the bushes, and they are so cute. They are so round, and I love their funny little flip on their head. What's some other interesting birds I saw there? Oh, a roadrunner. I saw a roadrunner dashing across the golf course. I'm sure there were other nice things about that trip, but man, I love those birds. This jacket also has a hood. I like how it's blue on the inside, so that cute contrast is even more pronounced. I really like it when the inside of garments aren't an afterthought, especially outerwear, since you're putting it on and taking it off so much more than anything else. Okay, I think now I will go on to the next jacket. Next up, I have this Nike windbreaker in navy blue, neon green, and white. So the back looks has that Nike logo. And also the front pockets. It has a zip right here. So I think I found this one at Plato's Closet. I don't think it's that old, but it still has that cute Colorblock effect that I look for in garments. This windbreaker is a bit noisier and has a bit of a sharper crinkle than some of the others. It zips up to here. This windbreaker is unlined, so it's more ideal for warmer temperatures. It has an elastic here that can be adjusted as needed. And the pocket is a pretty large pocket in the front that could store all your various belongings. There's how large it is turned inside out. It has a pretty high capacity. This windbreaker is definitely made for working out and running outdoors. Something to prevent you from getting all wet or getting a chill. For example, if you're running in the early morning. This pocket is actually pretty well disguised because the flap that covers it up runs around the entire jacket. I don't tend to wear this one quite as much, and I think that's just because it doesn't unzip all the way down. I definitely tend to lean towards outerwear that I can take off and put on at will, because I tend to get overheated pretty easily, and I can faint a lot more easily if I'm too hot. That's why the summer is a difficult season for me. I tend to need to use my wheelchair more when it's very hot. Okay, I will move on now to my next jacket. Now, this next one's definitely authentically from the 80s or 90s. And I can just tell that somewhere out there, an equally gaudy pair of pants is just pining for its soulmate. But alas, I only found this with the top. But I can just imagine this being a set. This one is just a hoodie. Well, not a hoodie. It doesn't have a hood. I guess it's just a zip-up sweatshirt. Alright, I'm gonna sit down. So this one has kind of an unusual color scheme with this very bright pink, nearly red, kind of appears red in this lighting, and green, and then a very vibrant purple. Not necessarily colors that I would automatically imagine would go together. And hey, maybe they don't, but I like it. I'm probably not going to spend so much time on this one because it doesn't make very much sound because it's a knit, and the other ones are made of Crinkly polyester. This one has an interesting zipper. It says MS, or I would assume Miss, and not multiple sclerosis. Here's how it looks zipped up. It's got 2 pockets, nice and warm and cozy. With it on, you're all ready for your 80s style aerobics workout. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. To be honest, I still follow along to Jane Fonda's workout from 1984. My mom introduced me to that tape, and I have to say it's a good, concise little workout, and I still do it sometimes. Okay, moving on to the next one. This next one I call my Unit 01 jacket because of the color scheme. This one is a little bit more unassuming because the back is just totally plain black, and you might have no idea I was wearing a Colorblock jacket until I turn around and reveal the royal purple combined with that bright neon green. I got this one as thrift. I suspect that this is a newer one because it kind of has the construction quality of something made very, very cheaply. Like if you've ever bought a jacket off of Amazon, you might know that feeling. I think that this might be one of those purchases that somebody gave to a secondhand store. But I really like the colors. As with its name, I have kind of a sympathetic attachment. But although its construction is a little chintzy and the fabric is not the most comfortable, it's still a decent choice to wear for a fairly cool fall or spring day. It has a decent pocket capacity and is a little more unassuming than some of the other jackets I have here today. Let me zip this up. So the only color blocking is this stripe that runs across the arms and chest. And the rest is otherwise plain. It doesn't have a lip. It's also not particularly waterproof, so this one is not good to wear for when it's raining. It's more of just a lightly cool weather or nighttime jacket. this here is actually the first Colorblock jacket I ever got, and I think it kicked off my appreciation for these things. I actually got this jacket because of marching band in high school. So, in my high school, every year, the seniors get to decide on a themed show. Okay. And the theme that our class chose for our show was 80s. So we played 80s music and had little sketches related to that. But the purpose of this costume was, one of the songs we did was Eye of the Tiger, and I was field commander at the time. I was one of the conductors. I took marching band very, very, very seriously in high school. I was obsessed with it. But I think this was my idea, actually, so I was tickled that we got to go through with it. But I dressed up as essentially like a Jane Fonda character in a leotard and this jacket and like warmers and like sweatbands and stuff. And instead of conducting, I like ran through a little exercise routine. I think it was a cute idea. But yeah, this was the jacket that I got to pair with the leotard. Let me zip it up. This is a Puma jacket. Ironically, despite me getting it for an 80s themed marching band show, I don't believe it is 80s. This one strikes me as probably early 2000s. Just because of the super shininess of the fabric, I feel like that was more of a thing in the 2000s. Also Puma. Although I wasn't around in the 80s, I don't know if Puma was big in the 80s. But this is a very kind of unique fabric because it is really it doesn't really have a crinkle like some of the other polyesters do. It's more just very soft and kind of silky. Alright, I have just one more jacket that I would like to share today, so let's move on to that. Alright, so this last one is plain white with no colors at all. I lied. This one isn't really a proper Colorblock jacket, but the cute rainbow stripes down the arms to give it that feeling. This one actually did come as a set. I got this one from Doll's Kill, but unfortunately my top and bottom are 2 different sizes, so the jacket fits and the shorts do not. This is how the back looks, just plain white and with a hood. This one has that nice quintessential polyester crinkle that I think would be nice to send you all out with. So this wallet kind of looks like a rainbow at a glance. It's not really, because the colors are red, orange, yellow, beige, and blue. That's kind of a theme in clothes that have rainbow stripe accents. If you look closely, it's pretty uncommon for them to actually be like a Roy G. Biv rainbow. They're usually some colors are transposed or added in the case of this random stripe of beige. I remember there was a while ago where doing emoji rankings was a thing on Tumblr, where you go to Emojipedia and rank the different styles of the same emoji based on how much you personally like it. That might actually be a pretty fun video, ranking emojis. But I made a post a long time ago ranking the rainbow emoji because, man, some of them are just bad. I think the LG one was the worst offender. It had like 3 stripes. It was like a weird RGB rainbow on a sad, like, gray background, and it was just the least appealing rainbow I'd ever seen in my life. It was like a rainbow drawn by somebody who was described what a rainbow is, but they've never seen the sky before, much less a rainbow. I don't know if they've changed it by now. I hope for their sake that they have. But yeah, a lot of those emojis also did not represent proper rainbows. I guess it's just a nitpicky thing. If it looks good, then what's it matter? But that one emoji did not look good. Alright, now that I've done enough ranting about emojis, I think I'm gonna sign off. So, I hope that you have enjoyed this video collection of jackets and windbreakers. And I sincerely